Hello and welcome to Module 3, Section L of the Better with Less course, all about your bedroom. We've already had a chance in the course to work through your nightstand and bedside area, but today let's tackle the rest of the room. This particular lesson will break down several key elements of your bedroom, help you identify the purpose of the space, and make it a lot easier to decide what you wish to keep and what maybe doesn't actually have to be in your bedroom. Let's jump right in. Let's go ahead and get started decluttering your bedroom. First up, we must remember that a bedroom is a purpose-driven space. What is the purpose of your bedroom? Likely to sleep, recharge, relax, rejuvenate, all of those good things. And so we want to make sure that the purpose of the bedroom aligns with the space itself, that it has a clear purpose. Of course, depending upon your space, you may have other pieces of furniture or items that belong in the bedroom, and that's fine too. I know some people have their desk in the bedroom or a treadmill or piece of fitness equipment. So you just do what's best for you. But if you think about the purpose of the bedroom, for many, to make your bedroom more of a sanctuary or more restful, you might want to consider removing the items that do not align to this purpose. Or whatever the purpose is, make sure that everything there is intentional. And even if you have more clutter at this point than you know what to do with, if you can designate your bedroom as kind of a safe space from that clutter, it can become more of a refuge. In a previous section, we talked about the importance of decluttering your nightstand or related location in the bedroom, but this lesson we're going to take a further look at the other elements of the bedroom at large. First up, let's tackle bedroom furniture. So to begin, besides the bed, what furniture are you storing in your bedroom? Does each of these pieces of furniture have a clear purpose? These examples of pieces of furniture could include a dresser or some sort of clothing storage mechanism. With each piece of furniture, ask yourself, does this need to be here? If you've got furniture in your bedroom that does not have a clear purpose that is related to that room or your overall needs, does it need to be here? Another key question to ask ourselves is this furniture being used in a way that you intended? For example, if you happen to have a chair in your room, such as a lounge chair, are you using it intentionally? Like, let's say maybe you're reading in that chair before bed. Or has that chair become the spot where you dump your clothes at the end of the day instead of hanging them up? There's no shame if that is the reality, but we have to analyze how we're using different items. In the case of maybe you reading before bed in that chair, that's a really great and purposeful use of that chair. But if you're using it to dump your clothes instead of hanging it up, that is now problematic, and it's enabling you to not put away your things right away and taking up space. So if it's not productive there, then maybe we can move that chair out of the room. So you can apply that same thinking and thought process to whatever furniture you have. We've talked about surfaces before in this course. Let's take a look at the surfaces of the pieces of furniture in your bedroom. Are these surfaces clutter-free, or is there some stuff on top of these surfaces? If there is, can we remove some of this clutter? Or if there's a lot of clutter that's spread out across the dresser or other pieces of furniture, other surface, could we contain that either using a clutter trap or some sort of placement of the items that will give you more surface space? Again, decide based upon your own personal taste to see what might make the most sense for you. After we've taken a look at furniture and really reflected about that, let's talk about under the bed. Now, there are two different directions we can go here, and both of them have different pros and cons. If you are currently using storage under the bed, you've got things under the bed, it can be very helpful to go through these items and make sure that what you have down there is important and adding value. I know if it is under the bed, it's probably not something you're using super regularly, so it's probably beneficial to go through it. and work through to make sure these items still need to be kept. So that would be a good task to work on while you are in the bedroom. On the other hand, if you are not currently using under the bed storage, do you think that would be a helpful option for you? The nice thing about under the bed storage is that since it's mostly hidden, you can place certain items maybe that you're not sure what you want to do with it yet, or items that you know you do need for a certain purpose, but it's not frequently used. If some of these items are cluttering up other parts of your space, you could consider putting these under the bed, or if you want, using a certain under the bed storage organizer. They do sell those, and keeping those items there to reduce clutter overall. I do really like the idea of using it as a place to set aside items for 30 days or however long to determine if you'll miss them. So that's a great spot if you're like, I want to set some of my items aside because I think I can let them go, but I just want to wait and see a little bit. Under the bed, it's still within your space, but you don't really notice that it's there. Next up, bed linens and accessories. These different bed linens can take up a lot of space, and especially if you have a linen closet, you may have quite a large volume of some of these items, but is that volume needed to be kept? For you and your family, decide how many pillows are needed, how many decorative pillows are needed, how many sets of sheets are needed, and how many extra blankets are needed. Now, just to give a personal example of my own household, at the time of recording this, it is just my husband and we each have 2 pillows each. We do not have any bedroom decorative pillows. We do have 2 that are in our living room area, but that's the extent of it. We have 2 sets of sheets. So there is 1 clean, and then if you change one, then 1 dirty. And then we have 3 extra blankets, 1 that stays out in the living room and 2 that can be used in the living room or the bedroom depending upon the weather. So that's just our personal example. You need to decide what is best for your life and your family, your laundry needs, all of that. But it's very possible that if you've got decades of accumulation, that you might have well over the amount that is actually needed for you. With these extra items, you can donate them. If they are not in great shape to donate, you could consider donating them to animal shelters. They are often looking for these types of bedding and linens. You could also consider repurposing them for other uses around your house, such as using them for drop cloths while you are working on different projects or painting, or even cutting some pieces up into smaller pieces for different rags and that sort of thing. Lastly, let's talk about maintenance, because with our bedrooms, there is going to be the initial declutter portion, which we're working on today, but we also will want to maintain the space overall. And fortunately, the bedroom should not be too difficult to maintain if we followed the steps that we've talked about already. The first thing we must emphasize, which is true in most situations after you've decluttered, less is more. If you have fewer items in the bedroom or any other location, it's going to be easier to keep it clean. Clutter can attract more clutter. So if we've got less in the room or less on surfaces, etc., you're going to notice more when there's clutter added, and you're less likely to want to do that or less likely to bring in more stuff. Audit your bad habits. Earlier in this video, I talked about if you had, a piece of furniture in your room where you're adding your clothing to without actually hanging it up. That's a bad habit, and I have been personally guilty of that in the past. But let's figure out how we can hack these habits or find an alternative that will allow you to do the right thing. So let's use that same clothing example. If you're not putting away your clothing right away, why is that? Is there some sort of extra step you have to go through before you can put them away properly that's slowing you down or that's frustrating you? Do you intend to keep clothing out that you've worn once because you wish to wear it again before washing? Figure out what is the reason why you are not putting it away. Then, once you have a reason, you can better identify a solution. So for example, if you are keeping things out to wear again before washing, maybe there is some sort of bin or hamper or container that you can use and set out where you put these different items, where you just fold them up to wear again, or a little basket even that you could put those items in so it's got a place. Because when we have a place, when we have a clear system, we're not going to be just setting it wherever. Since we have a place, it needs to go. The final tip here is to create a room reset routine. Basically, in simple terms, just how you put the room back together. For many people, this includes making the bed and any other related tasks. Decide what works best for you and your schedule. Some people find benefit in making their bed right away in the morning after they get up and getting that set up. In my personal case, I do that a couple hours after waking up. So I let the bed, air out or whatever, and go back and do that after I've gotten some other things done in the day. And that works for me. Other people might do it later in the day, or even resetting the room before you go to bed could be a calming practice. So figure out a time where you want to just do a few little quick, it might just be 1 minute or 2 minutes of tidying up the bedroom. But if we do a little bit each day and create that as a habit, then you're going to be able to enjoy the benefits of a decluttered bedroom over the long term. I'm excited for you to declutter your bedroom. To help you with this, you can take a look at the homework sheet available in the download section. And happy decluttering!